Okay, here comes video on Sunday, the 19th of November, 2023. Just gone 3:25 a.m. Chicago time. Do hope you are doing well. So it's the weekend and time for another weekend futures market recap, where I go through 15 of the largest futures markets and I show you what I am seeing on my charts. Do hope you are doing well. Apologies for not putting out a video last weekend. I picked up a bug the prior week and was still feeling pretty crook last weekend, so that's why I didn't put out a video. Been pretty consistent this year. I don't think I've missed many weekends, but anyway, last weekend just wasn't feeling up to it. And thank you for the kind messages I got from a few people who guessed that that was the case. Anyway, feeling a lot better now. The weather's good in Biarritz, surf's up, all of those good things are going on here. So let's get to the charts. E-mini charts first. We're going to go from the daily all the way down to the 15-minute and the tick bar charts before getting to all of the futures markets. And I'm going to throw in the NASDAQ daily chart because I think that's pretty instructive too. Anyway, so here we go. The usual setup of the indicators, the better indicators on two panels side by side, everything to do with volume on the left-hand side, everything to do with price on the right-hand side. And we are up almost 400 points from the low back here 2 or 3 weekends ago. Talked about the likelihood of a rally there, a short covering rally. If you want to go back to that video, it was the video titled Sticking My Neck Out, when I said there was an opportunity that we were going to rally from there. We put in our exhaustion sell signal, which is good. So all the way down on this move here, we have finally had our exhaustion sell. We've cleared everybody out, and that's why this rally has been so strong, because everybody's been taken by surprise. Everybody's been hoping for a little bit of a pullback to get in. No, we've just been gapping up, and it's all kind of good. So where are we going with this? Well, we're in a confirmed uptrend because the background is in red. That means we're in an uptrend in terms of price and volume. We have overshot resistance on the lowest time frame here on the daily chart, which means the next place that we're likely to find some resistance is when the intermediate time frame resistance comes in. So these lines being plotted on the lowest time frame are a result of these thinnest lines on beta sine wave crossing and turning down, and that's why we got a resistance plotted in there. We busted through there. That's our strong uptrend here. So the next place that we're going to find resistance is when we get across on the intermediate time frame here, and that's being caught by the next highest time frame, and that looks like we've got a couple of days to run on that. It's pretty strong in terms of the volume reading here. Better momentum is 5.4 million, so that's a nice read on the upside. But I think we're going to power on through eventually, testing these highs into 4,700 and see where this goes, because at some point the support on this highest time frame here is going to come in, and that'll give us support to end of trend that we need to run out on this highest time frame. So that's why I've been bullish since last October. Now, said the NASDAQ chart was pretty instructive. You can see what's going on here. Here on the NASDAQ chart, we never broke into a downtrend or had a caught in the dark pattern. This is what I call a caught in the dark pattern here, where the background is in black. That means that we have no confirmation. The two trending systems that we have, with the volume-based one and the price-based one, do not agree. Therefore, the background is in black. But when they both get back in sync together, that's when the background is printed in red for an uptrend and grey for a downtrend. On the NASDAQ chart, we never had a dark pattern. It was always an uptrend in terms of price and volume. You can see all the price bars are red, and we stuck above the trailing stop here. Now, we had a whole bunch of blue professional bars coming in here. The first little pattern that we had here on the NASDAQ is what I call a killing fields pattern. Note that there is a difference between blue professional bars coming in on the way down, like they did here, versus coming in after a little low has been made and pushed up there. So I call this killing fields pattern because the blue professional bars are pushing the market up at that point and forcing people to either cover positions, trailing stops being triggered, people getting in thinking, oh, the bottom's in. No, they're just setting that move up for a break through those lows into what I call a killing fields pattern. So it's people getting wrong-footed. But we didn't break much lower below that sequence here, and then the blue professional bars came in, picked it up, and we have a U-turn there. So the blue professional bars coming in at the lows and then buying all the way up, getting this move going. So the NASDAQ's been the strongest of the lot, and here we're playing out. We've got a pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame on a left shoulder. We got pullback to end of trend that we're playing out on a head move here, and again, just like the E-mini chart, we've got a few days to run before these come together, so that's what we're doing. Now, when that comes in, that'll be pretty significant, because then we're likely to play down until we get support in the highest time frame. But we've still got a little bit of time before that all happens. And here we're coming very close to busting through those recent highs on the NASDAQ. So there we go. That's the daily chart, NASDAQ and the E-mini. Let's go down through the 135-minute chart on the E-mini, see what's going on here. Again, confirmed uptrend because the background is printed in red. We're above resistance on the lowest time frame. On the intermediate time frame, we're playing out support to resistance on the highest time frame here. There's no sign of end of trends or amateur bars or blue professional bars taking profits at the highs. So on the 135-minute chart, we're still seeing no signs of weakness there. 45-minute chart, a little bit of weakness going on here. We've got amateur bars at the highs. We've got pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame here, but we're way above the resistance on the intermediate time frame. And so this has got to go make pullback to end of trend on the 45-minute chart on that intermediate time frame. So any weakness, I think, is going to be picked up and then pushed higher on that time frame there. And the 15-minute chart here, you can see there's amateur bars at the highs at the end of the day. We've had some very low ranging days the last 2 or 3 days. Been tricky day trading the E-mini because of that. Still the background is in red, so we're in confirmed uptrend here. But here we put a pullback to end of trend. I mean, this whole sequence tried to make a little bit of a left shoulder here in a correction with pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame. Then we had a pullback to end of trend, a tiny little pattern here on the intermediate time frame, there to there, but it didn't work out, never broke into a downtrend, and then we kept on breaking up through those highs into a pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame, and now another pullback to end of trend on the intermediate time frame here. So we could have some weakness first thing on Monday, leading to a little bit of a sell-off, but that'll get caught when these thick lines on the highest time frame come together. Tick bar chart, here we go. This is the week's activity. So we've got the beginning and the ends of the week marked by the vertical yellow lines here. You can see here midweek, what is that, beginning of Wednesday or overnight into Wednesday, we had Rambo patterns right at those highs. We've come back up to test with an exhaustion buy bearish divergence pattern here. Pretty harsh sell-off here with an exhaustion pattern and blue professional bars right at the close. On the tip bar chart, we are just putting in that pullback to end of trend sequence here with the highest time frame. So we're trying to play out pullback to end of trend here on this highest time frame, but sometimes these moves don't play out nicely, and so a breakthrough 45.1250 here would show that the market is weak. So there we go. That is what I'm seeing on the E-mini charts. So just going to show you a couple of the longer time frame charts. Call these the daily charts, but they're really 3 bars in a day session charts because we got real trends that have reversed in the last couple of weeks. So we've got the Euro chart here. We bottomed here with the oversold situation. We never got an exhaustion sell pattern or a bullish divergence pattern here, but we've broken above the trailing stop on Pro-Am. And so this 106 level looks like it was the low. And we busted out of there pretty strongly on the Euros. So the Euros on the way up. We've got the British pound, same thing. Oversold at this point, a whole bunch of blue professional bars here. We never got an exhaustion pattern, and that's why we never got a signal, but we've got making new highs here. And the trailing stop on better Pro-Am is ratcheting up. We've also got the Aussie dollar also down here. We've not flipped better Pro-Am at this point, but we're going to get a signal probably this week on this because we've got exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, we're oversold, blue professional bars coming at the lows. We just need this trailing stop to be broken, and that'll give us a triple signal long on the euro. E-mini, as we've talked about, is in an uptrend. Bonds also signaled on these higher time frame charts here. So we've got exhaustion sell, bullish divergence patterns come in here, whole family of blue professional bars here. The trailing stop is broken, and we get our triple signal here on bonds, 10-year bonds. So bonds are in an uptrend. And the precious metals and Bitcoin are also in an uptrend. So here's gold pattern, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, a whole bunch of blue professional bars coming in here around 1850. Bang, we're broken above that. We're ratcheting the trailing stop higher. So gold's in an uptrend. We've also got silver in an uptrend. Got a signal down here. All these blue professional bars came in here, and we're busting above those highs, and we'll ratchet the trailing stop up. Bitcoin also signaled back here, added this congestion, 26,000 into an uptrend. We've got another signal going on here as we're ratcheting up better Pro-Am. But the ones that are looking the weakest though are the commodities. So we got crude here, a whole bunch of blue professional bars at these highs up at 90, and we sell off, we come back to test under the lip here, and we've got a really weak pattern in crude. I had a nice trade in crude a couple of weeks ago where I was talking about the 80 level getting broken, but crude is weak here. Better sine wave, it's all white at the moment, so this longer time frame chart, we're in a downtrend until we come back into this zone here and test into 65. So crude's looking weak. Natural gas also looking weak here. We're in a downtrend. We were overbought at this point. Couldn't get through $4. We've come back down again to 296. And copper's looking a little bit stronger down here. We've broken into an uptrend above better pro-am at that point. It's oversold. Some blue professional bars come in here, but let's see how that resolves. If we keep on breaking up above this 75 type level at 380, then that is blue professional bars buying that congestion zone. But not convinced at this point because none of the other commodities are starting to come back up. So it's interesting in terms of the big picture. The US dollar is down. And the euro's up, British pound's up, Aussie dollar is up. We also have 10 years up and equities up, and then gold, silver, and Bitcoin are all up. And the weakest of the lot are the commodities, so the crude, natural gas. Not sure about copper at this point, but we got corn and wheat also looking weak at the moment. So that's the longer time frame charts. Let's look at some of our signals on the tick bar charts. This is the euro this week. Midweek we had a signal short on the triple signals, but as I said, the euro's strong at the moment, so that didn't work out and we busted to new highs on the euro there. British pound, same thing. Midweek we had a signal short at that point, hasn't really gone anywhere and it's been taken out by that trailing stop there on better pro-am. And Aussie dollar, we had a short signal last week into these highs. We haven't had a signal yet. We didn't have a bearish divergence pattern, so that's why it didn't signal on the Aussie. But still, it's busted back up through the trailing stop, so shorting the Aussie is not looking good. Japanese yen, again, midweek we had signal short, but here it's not signal reverse long because we never got oversold at that point down here at these lows, but it busted up through these blue professional bars, trailing stop on better pro-am. So it's a shame we didn't get any decent signals on the Forex charts this week. On the E-mini this week, there we got a little bit of a signal midweek. Latter part of this week, we had a signal short here, but that's based on the exhaustion buy, bearish divergence patterns back here. So don't particularly like that as a signal short there. So we're still holding above that. Trailing stop on better pro-am. 10 years signal beginning of the week, bang into this rally, which was nice. Then we had a reversal signal here trying to go short, but we've come back up again on those longer time frame charts. The 10-year notes is pretty strong. Those signals short are not working out. So gold here at these lows beginning of the week, that's a nice pattern. Exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, blue professional bars, and then we have the CPI announcement, I think it was this week, that just caused that huge volatility, a whole bunch of blue professional buy and that whole move there. And we're in a confirmed uptrend on gold. Silver, same deal down here, signaled long, rallied up to 24s. And Bitcoin again midweek here, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence comes in, exhaustion sell patterns, whole bunch of family of blue professional bars, and we rally from there. Nasty dive down back to test that 35.5 level, but it's come back up for the time being. Let's see where that goes on Bitcoin. And then here's the signals on the commodities. So crude, we've been trying to signal long here, but none of these worked out. This one really sold off really hard. And again, that longer time frame chart on crude is looking like it's not a strong downtrend. And so none of those reversal signals are working out at all. Natural gas, here we've got some short signals that's in sync with the higher time frame trend. And here we've got triple signals going on, worked out nicely. Down here at 290. And copper, what's copper looking like on the tick bar chart? So beginning of the week, signal long at that point. Not a whole bunch of blue professional bars here. It's very junky though on copper. And then the ags, corn, signal long. That was out of place here. It should have been more closer to this zone here, but it hasn't worked out. Here we never got oversold. Never had blue professional bars at the lows. So corn is just caught at the moment, a bit in congestion. Here's soybeans, exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, blue professional bars, overbought, bang, we get a signal short. So that's okay on soybeans. And lastly, wheat. No signals on wheat this week, but potentially that's lining up for a signal long on wheat. So there we go. Higher time frame charts on all of these markets here on the left hand side. Forex charts, 10 years, E-mini, gold, silver, Bitcoin, all looking strong. This whole left-hand side of the window is looking strong, but the commodities side, crude, natural gas, corn, wheat, and so on, all looking weak. So just bear that in mind in your trading going forward, and I hope your trading is going well and looking forward to this week's trade.